Hello and welcome to Castle's Corner. I'm Coach Castle, starting a new series. This one's going to be a little bit fun. I know some of my videos are a little long-winded, I apologize for that. So it's been pointed out that I should try to answer questions short and succinctly. So I'm going to try to do 20 questions in 20 minutes from you guys, from Instagram, Facebook, random emails, and questions I get asked personally all the time. So without further ado, let's see how far I can get.
How many days a week do you work out?
How many days a week do I work out? Depending on the week, it is either 5 or 6 days. Each workout is about 35 to 45 minutes.
How can you train someone online without ever meeting them?
Oh, that's a good question. How can I train someone online without meeting them? It's actually really simple. Most of my clients are done through Zoom. I also use WhatsApp. The point is I have a video, and how it works is we have a lot of conversations about what they want, how to get there, what they like, what interests them, what kind of tools they would be willing to use when it comes to actually training them physically. They'll set up their phone or their camera, whatever have you, on a tripod in their workout area, and I will advise them. And I also make personalized videos for each client demonstrating exactly how to do it with whatever they happen to have on hand. It's actually not that hard to train somebody online. It's almost identical to being in person, except I'm not able to like physically move the person. But that's not a big deal because I can just observe, and it's with experience, just the observation is enough.
How often do you change your exercise and workout routine?
How often do I change my exercise and workout routine? My exercises haven't changed in about 4 years. I have been doing the same exact bicep curl, same tricep extension, same quad extension, same everything. I've been doing the same exercises. Anybody who knows me will know why. I understand biomechanics. Biomechanics is the study of how physics affects anatomy, essentially. And when you understand this, then you understand that there really is only one perfect exercise for each muscle. I mean, if you think about it, just think about it logically, there's hundreds of different bicep curls. Obviously, there's a scale of which one is efficient versus inefficient, and of course, one must be best. So the exercises don't change. The routine I will mix up, and when I say mix up my routine, I mean just the order of my exercises, like the days. So for example, if I'm doing an arm day, let's call it an arm day, I'll do my biceps, my triceps, and my forearms. Then I'll also do my abs and my obliques. Now the reason I do this is something called reciprocal intervention. Basically, while the bicep is being trained, the tricep is completely relaxed. While the forearm extensor is being trained, the forearm extensor is being relaxed, and vice versa. So because of this, you should always train those muscle groups at the same time, simply because it saves a lot of time in the long run, and you don't have to worry about waiting before you move to your next exercise because it's already been relaxed the whole time. So that's kind of the reasoning in a nutshell. I have more detailed videos about it, but that's in a nutshell.
Do you believe intensity or volume is responsible for muscles growth?
Oh, these are hard questions. Do I believe intensity or volume are responsible for muscle growth? These are not 1 minute questions. Intensity is more important than volume, and I'll try to keep it simple with an explanation. If I was to hold a 5-pound dumbbell and I was to perform 3 sets of 200 repetitions, I would of course be able to do that. It wouldn't be that difficult. Would that be beneficial for muscle growth? Would that grow my muscle? Would it strain it to the point of ripping and tearing so that it would then be forced to adapt? No. Intensity, on the other hand, if I always keep my reps between 12 and 20 reps on my exercises, and I'm continuously increasing the weight without ever changing my form, without using momentum, without cheating, I always keep it exactly perfect and stable, and my intensity is through the roof every workout. I might not make progress every single workout, of course, if I'm being strict with it, but the human body is not designed to do that. It's designed to grow over time. And now with an intensity stimulus and then proper recovery, your muscle supercompensates. Basically, because it was torn due to a particular strain, it recovered to deal with that strain in the future and then a little bit more. But that's due to intensity, not volume. That being said, there's, of course, it's more complicated than that, and you have to have volume to a degree. It depends on the athlete, it depends on the sport and their goals, if it's strength or hypertrophy, if it's strictly athleticism based, if it's just somebody who wants to be healthy. It varies dramatically on each person and goals, but in my mind anyways, and the science will back me up, intensity is always better than volume.
How do you get by with so little sleep?
How do I get by with so little sleep? Okay, so I should probably say that sleep is very important. It's crucial that you sleep. I'm most certainly not one of those guys who will be telling you to sleep 2 hours a night and expect to have a good day. It doesn't work that way. I was a chef for many years. You work really long hours as a chef, usually 16 hours a day. Plus you have to do your own workouts, your own training, and of course your own life. So I would be getting by with sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep for an extended period of time. You do that through discipline. You do it through a lot of caffeine. You do it through stimulants. You do it just because you knew it needs to get done. It's discipline. That's an acquired skill. It's not healthy. It's bad for your emotions, for your emotional control. It's bad for your willpower. It's bad for your health. I don't recommend you do it. If you do have to get by without sleep, I'm sure many of you had to before, there's no magic answer. Just deal with it. Take caffeine, and if it's important to you, you will do it whether you slept or not. That's about it.
How do you motivate yourself the days you are not motivated to work out?
Good question, yeah. How do I motivate myself the days I don't feel like working out? I feel like working out, or do I feel like I'm not motivated?
To work out.
To work out? Oh, okay, so same thing. Well, the days I don't want to work out, which, believe it or not, they're actually frequent. The days I don't want to work out due to being sick or just tired of it, or too much going on, or with COVID, or I just didn't have the energy, or something was broken, or whatever bullshit excuse, I always go to the gym, and there'll be many times where I literally go in there and I just sit on the bench for 10 minutes, and I'm like, I need to pick something up and do something. And I'll just start my workout, and even if I don't complete it, even if I only get 2 sets of it done, even if I only get 3 sets of it done, even if the weight is much lighter than last week, I did it. I reinforced my discipline. It could have been a horrible, miserable workout, but I always feel 100 times better physically and mentally, at least having put in the effort to give it a go, to do my best to try. And the rest of the day I feel much better.
So I think this is the same question. Why and how do you work out when you are sick?
Well,
like, what keep you motivation when you was with COVID?
Like, probably because I made a couple of videos, and I showed in the videos how I was working out sick, and it was even on my board that I was sick for quite a while. I guess it's the same answer, really. Whether you're sick or not, I don't particularly care. I mean, friends of mine have seen me in all manners of sick and all manners of broken, all manners of I should definitely be in the hospital, and yet there I am in the gym doing my workout. There I am at my desk doing my work. I simply have the ability to separate the importance of my goals from my body discomfort. I understand that my body can be very discomforted, it can be uncomfortable, it can be very unhappy, but that doesn't stop time, that doesn't freeze the day, that doesn't suddenly, give me an excuse to take a break. I still have things that have to get done. I still only have one life, and I have limited time. And when I'm sick, it's actually a good time for me to sit there and work on my computer because I have time and excuse not to be doing other things. So I need to be working.
How much extra do you eat when you are bulking?
How much extra, calories do I eat when I'm bulking?
Yes.
I don't bulk. First thing is I do not bulk. Bulking and cutting is a common fitness term. Usually when somebody says that they're bulking and then cutting, what it means is that they have stopped giving a damn about their diet. They're going to eat as much food as they can because they don't feel like, eating clean anymore, and they want to get fat. The fatter that you get as long as you continue working out, your strength is actually going to increase just because you have more body mass, so you have more availability to use your body in a way that is conductive for the levers, basically. So as you get fatter, you do get stronger, and people like that, and they call that bulking. It's completely unnecessary, it's counterproductive, it's yo-yo dieting for gym rats, it's the same thing. There's no need to do that. Your muscles need a certain amount of protein every day. They need a certain amount of like amino acids and stuff. And as long as you're getting that, and then a little extra, and when I say a little extra, I'm talking an extra 100 to 200 calories a day. I'm not talking thousands. I'm talking a couple hundred extra calories is more than enough of a calorie surplus for you to so-called bulk. As long as you are in some form of a calorie surplus and your protein requirements are being met, you will gain muscle mass. The goal when you're bulking is to gain as much muscle mass as possible and then cut it off with a cut and get down to lean with supposedly a lot more muscle. The problem is people don't understand their bodies very well, and they don't understand that when they're so-called bulking and they put on 15 pounds in 3 months, that's 15 pounds of fat. The additional muscle that you've grown is so little, it would be the same amount as if you had not done that. That's how the body works. People who want to bulk and cut, either they don't understand this fact, or these are the people who are in a permanent bulk. Every time you ask them, why are you so fat? They, oh, I'm bulking. Oh, I'm bulking. These are just lazy people who don't want to diet properly, who don't want to maintain their food. Don't bulk. Just main gain. Just keep yourself in a slight calorie surplus year-round. Train hard year-round. That's it.
So, do you have a coach?
Do I have a coach? Well, yes and no, I would suppose, if you want the crazy answer. So, no, I do not have a coach that, like, I, speak to and is, like, my mentor, and who tracks my shit. I don't have one of those. I do have me, and I self-coach. So, anybody who's spent any length of time with me has seen me self-coach myself, so I just kind of fucking yell at myself. Anyone who's listening to this who takes the time to schedule their days and to plan out their future, you are also coaching yourself. You're already self-coaching. You can carry that into the gym and everything else in life. I mean,
but you can have someone to inspire you.
Yes, I have a lot of people who inspire me. I have a lot of, I guess you'd say, mentors, both alive and dead. There's quite a few people. I mean, I'll give you a few people I look up to, for example. I mean, I've always had great respect for Dorian Yates, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan. I mean, I could just keep talking. There's a giant list of people I have a lot of respect for. But, no, I guess I would say I'm my own coach, but I hold myself accountable to myself just like as if I had a coach.
Now, what are your thoughts on CrossFit? I know this answer.
What are my thoughts on CrossFit? Okay. Anyone who's seen any of my videos could guess my opinion of CrossFit. I would just tell you to watch any of my other videos about exercise and you'll be able to guess immediately my opinion of CrossFit. That being said, in my mind, exercise should always be considered as being efficient or inefficient, healthy or unhealthy. Someone who's able to change their life and their body by doing CrossFit, that's wonderful, and I'm very happy, and it's great that it worked for you. The problem I primarily have with CrossFit is that they do not care how much they damage your body. They do not care what exercises they choose or select, whether they're appropriate or not, whether they're beneficial or not. CrossFit focuses on things that look showy and are extremely detrimental, extremely damaging to your body. They focus on time over precision. I could keep going, but let's just say I disagree with just about every single aspect of CrossFit. I don't think there's just about anything I would agree with except for the intensity level that they bring and the fact that they do always try to do better, even though it's in a misguided way.
Do you believe in fasted cardio? Why or why not?
Oh, okay, so I actually made another video about this. I'll see if I can put the link up top. Fasted cardio. I used to do fasted cardio for, I don't even know how many years. Literally years I did fasted cardio. 6 days a week. I'd wake up, go to the gym, miserable, no food in my stomach, hungry, do cardio with stomach pains, nauseous, literally for years. And that's because that's what the science said. But about, and forgive me if I'm butchering this, 4 to 5 years ago, several other studies have been conducted, and the research, I'll keep it simple, the research shows it makes absolutely no difference whether you're doing fasted cardio or not. There's zero difference whether you do or not. It is zero difference. So no, anybody who's doing fasted cardio and they think it's going to help them or be more beneficial or whatever, it's not. And again, at least in my mind anyways, the science seems to point to the fact that if you wake up and you immediately ingest food, it actually gets your metabolism going. And even if you go do the treadmill with a full stomach or the bike with a full stomach, it doesn't matter. Your body only knows that calories are coming in, calories are going out. It doesn't care if you're fasted. Just the science is in it. It makes no difference. So if you're doing it and you don't like doing it, stop doing it. There's no need to do it. If you're doing it because you don't like to eat in the morning, I mean, cool. That's more power to you if you like to do that. But I would recommend if you are trying to lose weight that you actually eat first thing in the morning, even if it's before your cardio.
Okay, so this is a good one. I like this. What are the benefits of ice bath and cold showers you take?
What are the benefits of the ice baths and cold showers I take? Well, medically, almost none. There are, I guess you'd say, medically no benefits. It doesn't do anything for your blood or your muscles. It doesn't, none of that shit that people will tell you it's for. The cold showers, it's not even a big deal. I don't know why people make a big deal about that, but the cold showers themselves, that's just a very small way to build your willpower first thing in the morning. Nobody wants to take a cold shower first thing in the morning, and if you can force yourself to do something that's a difficult task, it's not going to hurt you. It's perfectly fine. It's just going to be cold. You're building your willpower for the day. You take a cold shower, then you go make your bed, then you clean up the dishes from the night before, then you make your schedule, then you go take a walk. Whatever you do, a cold shower is going to help you, as opposed to you waking up 15 minutes after you've hit the snooze button 13 times and then getting some kind of shit breakfast, puttering around in the house, watching TV, doing nothing, and then going to work. I guarantee you taking a cold shower first in the morning will kick your ass.
It's true.
As for the ice baths, again, there's really there's small medical benefits, but really nothing I would even mention. I do it again because it is me conquering my body, essentially. It's me beating myself up. It's just enforcing my control over myself. I mentally must stay there even though the body is suffering. Just practice, really.
So why do you wake up so early every day?
Well, I wake up early because if I wake up early, nobody else is awake. None of the stores are awake. There are no distractions. I can entirely focus on my studying, my work, my cardio, my research, and with no noise, basically.
What keeps you motivated every day?
What keeps me motivated every day is I really have to get better, and I really need to make myself better so I can help more people. I must get more efficient. I have to have a better body. I have to be more intelligent. I have a long ways to go. I have a really big dream to fulfill, and I have to work really goddamn hard every day for a long time to make that happen. And nobody's going to do it unless I do it, and I know that.
So this one, a lot of people have this question. What is a high performance coach?
What is a high performance coach?
Yeah.
A high performance coach is someone that you speak to who's kind of like your guardian angel. They take a third-person view of your life. They like how when you watch television and you can see all the mistakes that the characters in television are making. You see, oh, what a silly idiot, he's doing that. Why is she doing that? Doesn't she know? And all those things. It's the same thing. You have somebody who's highly educated with nutrition. You have somebody who's highly educated with biomechanics, anatomy, breathing, stress, cognitive function, psychology, all of these things, and they are taking a critical look at your life. It's like a human consultant. I get to look at you, break you down, see what all of your problems are, everything that's wrong with your life, I don't overload you with it. I just keep gathering information, and then together, again, together, that's what coaching is, we build a plan for you that's acceptable for you, that you're actually willing to do, and will give you the results that you want over time. And I also keep your nose to the grindstone to make sure you're doing it. You got to check in with me every damn day. So that's a high performance coach.
So this one is my question. Are you ever going to start making motivational videos? Please.
It's your question. You can't even say it. Am I going to start making motivational videos?
Yes.
So I suppose I could, yes. So I don't see why not. You guys will have to forgive me. For those of you who don't know, I do a lot, including the company and all of my clients. I run my website, all of my own social marketing. I make all my YouTube videos. I do all the editing. I do all the everything. So it's an awful lot. And I get to these things when I can. I'm doing my best to do more of them, but again, I'm under a lot of time constraints. So sometime soon, I will begin making motivational videos for you guys. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet, but it's been asked several times, so yes, I will, yes.
Thank you. So why did you become a coach?
Why did I become a coach? I became a coach because I've always had a desire to help people, and along my way of trying to help people, I started to learn about how people don't want to be helped, or how people learn differently, and I wasn't getting through to my clients. I wasn't hitting them in the areas they had to be hit. My points weren't coming across. I wasn't speaking correctly. So I had to learn about psychology. I had to learn about how to speak another person's language, because again, we all have very different realities. We're all at very individual worlds upon ourselves. And you really have to listen to someone closely, and then ask the right questions, and then present your information in a way that they'll understand. Could be visually, could be audioy, with audio, I don't know, with audio. Could be a lot of different ways. Everyone learns very different. Every one of my clients is extremely different. They're all extremely unique. They all have very different needs. They're all over the damn world. They're all different cultures. So you really, in order to become a coach and actually help, in order to actually help people, you have to learn a huge variety of skills. And I never called myself a coach until I had learned all of these skills. Until then, I was just a personal trainer who was also doing a lot of other weird things with his clients to help them. But it was necessary, I guess, for me to up it to coach, is what I call myself now, because I no longer do just personal training and breathing exercises and diet and food. Now it's everything, because I had to learn so many things. We talk about everything from relationships. We talk about your budget, your jobs, assertiveness training, everything. I mean, I don't want to make a list, but everything. So, but anyways, we gotta keep moving. What's next?
What do you think it is so important that people learn about diet and exercise?
Why do I think it's so important that people learn about diet and exercise? Well, it's self-explanatory, I guess I'll say it. I think it is so important that everybody learns about diet and exercise, because if you don't, you live a miserable life. Yes, you, if you didn't know it, you're living a miserable life if you're not healthy. So, real quick, so I tell everybody when I first start training them, you have absolutely no idea how you're going to feel in a month or two. You're not going to feel the same. Even if they say that they feel fine, even if they say they feel okay, they feel great. When you start eating the foods your body actually needs to fuel your brain, to fuel your body in a healthy way that does not inflame your body, you feel great. You feel 10, 15 times better. When we sync up your sleeping schedule so that you're sleeping correctly and you're getting the right number of hours of sleep and everything else, you wake up feeling energized or bunny. You feel wonderful because you didn't oversleep, you didn't undersleep. You were in the correct sleep cycle. When you learn how to exercise properly, you stop spending ridiculous amounts of time in the gym. You build gigantic confidence because now you know exactly how to perform correctly. You're educated. I don't just tell you and point. You learn how and why. Gives you tremendous confidence. Once you learn this about the exercise, once you learn how your brain works, Once you learn how to exercise and everything else properly, you're good for the rest of your life. You will never need to hire a coach again. You'll never need to hire a personal trainer again. My biggest pet peeve is that people think this is some unconquerable monster, that they must hire some ridiculous professional to learn these things. Educating yourself about food, educating yourself about proper exercise, biomechanics, it's so simple, it's laughable. It's so easy to explain. I have no idea why others are exploiting people the way that they do with the costs that they charge. It's insane to me. It's not hard to learn. You could spend an hour on YouTube and learn everything you need to know, then you just need to go practice it. These things are not difficult to learn. That's what bothers me about it. So yes, it's important so you don't die. It's important so you don't live a miserable life. It's important so you have healthy relationships, you have a healthy body so you can do whatever you feel like. It's important so you have confidence in yourself. It's important so you have self-esteem. I could keep going. Yes, it's important.
Coach, how do you handle with your clients when they not meet their goals and expectations?
How do I handle my clients when they don't meet their goals and my expectations?
Yes.
Okay. So this happens all the time. This is not new. This is not a surprising thing. It's a good question, I guess. But guess what? Nobody ever always meets their goals. Nobody. I don't always meet my goals. Nobody always meets my expectations. I never meet my expectations. It's normal. You will not always succeed. And if you do always succeed, you're not trying hard enough. It's very simple. If you are succeeding with every one of your goals are too small. If you are always meeting your expectations are too low. So it's not if, it's when. So when my client doesn't meet their expectations and goals, it's very simple. All we do is, let's use an example. Say that their goal was to run 30 miles and they only ran 25 miles, then they had to stop. Okay? They did not meet their goal. Goal failed. Whoop-de-doo. Okay? Then they're going to tell me, I didn't make the 30 miles. So here's what we do. Why didn't you? So we go over the process. We talk about what they ate the day before, how their morning went before the run. Were they stressed? Did they prepare properly? Are they wearing the correct sneakers, the correct footwear? Did they bring water? Were they hydrated? When they were running, how were they running? Were they watching a timer when they ran so they could pace themselves? Were they prepped for this? Did they walk the course ahead of time? So we nitpick the problem, we find out why it didn't succeed. After we find out why it didn't succeed, I guarantee you there's a list of 10 or 15, maybe 20 things that they did which dramatically hindered their progress in achieving that goal. Once they know that, well, they try again with the new information, and 9 times out of 10 they succeed. And if they don't, we do it again. And if it's still a problem, we cut the goal back. We say, okay, well, we're going to have you run 25 miles for a couple weeks to get used to that, then we'll bump it up. That's it. It's very simple.
How much does it take you to create a food diet plan for your client?
How much time does it take me?
Yes.
How much time does it take me to create a food/diet plan for my clients?
Yes.
Oh, it depends. That depends on the person. So I guess let's just use an example. So, well, for starters, creating a food or diet plan, it's not a cookie cutter thing. That's the first thing everybody gets wrong. It doesn't work that way. Your food, generally speaking, should be adjusted weekly. And when I say adjusted, we're talking calories. I don't mean like switching your food around unless there's some kind of a stomach problem. Creating the actual plan itself, I mean, for an average person who says, I want to lose 20 pounds of weight, can you teach me the correct exercises and then give me a diet plan? I won't do that, actually, because it's not productive, and I know it's not productive, even if they don't know it's not productive. So when they ask me to do that for them, I sit them down and I say, I can't do that, here's why. Me doing that is a very, very, very low rate of success. It's very unlikely that person is going to succeed in what they want. So I don't do that. What I do instead is I give them a big list of foods to eat, and I explain why to eat these instead and what the benefits are. And I give them an eating style, and I tell them why that's important, explain why it's important, make sure that's important. Then if they're my client, we then talk about how we will be spacing it, how many calories they're allowed per week, what kind of foods to be eating, and then the next week they'll be talking to me again about it. I might have them do carb cycling. It's an ongoing process. It's not really like I sit down and I do some math and then I give you a plan. And anybody who does that does not know what they're doing. It's not how it works. The human body and everyone's body responds differently to different things, to different food. Everyone has a different lifestyle. Everyone has a different metabolism. Everyone has a different body mass. And as you're losing weight, these things have to be adjusted, or else you're going to plateau, or nothing will happen, or there'll be no... this is why you need a coach, so somebody can monitor this. The whole point of a coach. I'm not a personal trainer. They won't educate you about this. Even a nutritionist, they'll just give you a piece of paper and say, follow this. That's not helpful, and again, the chances of success of that are less than, I think, 3% that you'll actually succeed in that diet. So it does not work. Again, why you hire a coach. They watch you, they hold you accountable, they make adjustments that you don't see need to be made. They tell you you need to make these adjustments because you can't see them because you're too close to the problem. I think that answers it.
Will walking 15 or 20 minutes a day make a difference in losing weight?
Will walking 15 or 20 minutes a day make a difference in losing weight? Well, yes. As long as you are consuming the same exact calories every day. So if you're consuming 2,000 calories a day currently, and you know it's exactly 2,000 calories a day, and then you walk 15 or 20 minutes, you're going to now have a calorie deficit of, 30 calories. So over a period of several years of you maintaining exactly 2,000 calories and losing 30 calories a day, you will of course lose weight over several years. But that means that you must maintain 2,000 calories a day and walk 15 or 20 minutes every day, which is not very efficient. So it will help. It'll help you build a habit of exercise. It'll help you build a habit of walking, which you could then promote to jogging or running. It'll help you by getting you moving. That's good. But as for actual weight loss, unless you're just simply trying to build the habit of exercise or build the habit of cardio, no, it's not really going to help that much, no.
Do you track your clients' progress, or do they do it themselves?
Do I track my clients' progress, or do they do it themselves? In the beginning, I always track my clients' progress personally, and they track it. The exception to that is if they don't understand how to track it. If they don't understand how to track it, we do the tracking together. Sometimes I get bodybuilders, they understand tracking perfectly. Sometimes I get athletes who have no trouble when I say to track their exercise, their diet, and their moods and stuff. They totally get it. Most people have no idea what I say. If I say, I need you to track your macros, track your exercise sets, reps, and weights, and blah, 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 they look at me like I have three heads. So with those people, we, of course, go over everything slowly, carefully, slowly bring them up to the tracking stage. And of course, the whole time I'm tracking without them tracking. And then we start talking about the tracking. Then I educate them how to do the tracking and why it's important. Then I help them do the tracking. Then they do the tracking alone. Then they do their tracking at the same time I'm doing the tracking, and then everything's good. And then hopefully they're no longer a client at that point. That's how it works. And that's the questions in a nutshell, guys. I know it was longer than 20 minutes, but it was also more than 20 questions. I think I counted 23. So I like to do extra reps. So pop it up there, guys. Yes, you can. Everybody, put some questions in the comments if you want them answered next video. I'm doing these every week. Have a great day, everyone.